Hello, folks. This story was sent to me by a subscriber and is intended for educational purposes only. Thank you for watching. 7 grams magic mushroom. The day the plants got chatty, I decided to go big one lazy Sunday afternoon and ate 7 grams of magic mushrooms. I was in my garden, a modest patch filled with flowers, herbs, and a few scraggly bushes. I figured if anything was going to trip out with me, it'd be the plants. They were the quietest company I had. Little did I know, they had a lot to say. About an hour in, colors started to hum like a neon jukebox. Greens turned impossibly vivid, and flowers blinked like little lead lights. I lay back on the grass, staring up at the sky, which looked like a giant swirling oil painting. Suddenly, a dandelion beside me winked. Not metaphorically, like an actual blink. Then it spoke. Hey, watch it with the staring human. It said in a voice that sounded like a mashup of a hillbilly and a Broadway diva. You're squashing my vibe. I blinked, trying to convince myself I wasn't hallucinating a chatty weed, but the dandelion wasn't done. We plants, we're more than just decoration or salad material. We've been watching your Netflix binges and your questionable life choices. Frankly, we're impressed. Suddenly, the roses joined in, gossiping about the neighborhood cats, like they were at some high school reunion. That tabby's been sneaking into the tulip patch again, whispered one. The sunflowers started swaying rhythmically, almost dancing, and a tiny moss patch looked like it was nodding along. My neighbor's bonsai tree sent me a sassy message. Water me more often, would you? I'm thirsty and tired of your plant murder. This was quickly escalating into the weirdest garden party ever. The tomato plants gave me unsolicited life advice in a thick Italian accent. You gotta spice it up, baby. More adventure, less scrolling. Life's like marinara sauce. You gotta let it simmer. Meanwhile, the lavender bushes were trying to mediate a drama between the marigolds and the ivy, who were apparently in a long-standing feud over who got the prime wall real estate. Let's not leave things too bitter, cooed the lavender in calming tones. At one point, the grass under me began to tickle, and I felt like it was trying to do a little tap dance. I swear the clover was trying to teach me a jig, but my coordination was so off it just looked like I was having a seizure. Then came the big moment. The ancient oak tree in the corner sent a deep, sonorous voice booming through the garden. Young human, you've been neglecting the dirt beneath your feet. Remember, everything here is connected. We share stories, secrets, and even your bad habits. Time to respect the soil. It's the original influencer. Feeling somewhat humbled, I nodded solemnly at the oak. It then asked if I wanted to join their root network, which apparently was a superhighway of underground communication. I tried to imagine what that entailed, but got distracted when a particularly bossy fern demanded I stop stepping on its delicate fronds. I attempted to negotiate with the plants for peace, offering to water more, talk less, and maybe even compost properly. The carnivorous plants raised an eyebrow, if they had eyebrows, and warned me not to get too cozy, or I'd be dinner. The climax came when the begonias and the begonias' rebellious little cousin, the weeds, staged a mini rebellion. The weeds wanted more sunlight and less garden hygiene. I watched the begonias giving a rousing speech about discipline and order, waving their petals like tiny flags. Throughout this botanical drama, I was giggling uncontrollably, realizing the absurdity of having a full-blown conversation with my backyard. But the strangest part, I felt connected, like I was part of this bizarre leafy society with its own politics, personalities, and sass. Eventually, the sun dipped low, and the plants started to calm down. The dandelion gave me a parting wink and whispered, "Come back any time, but bring snacks." As the effects faded, I sat up, a little dazed, surrounded by what was now just an ordinary garden again. But somehow, it felt alive in a way it never had before. I swear the tulips gave me a subtle nod goodbye. I walked inside with a new appreciation for my quiet companions, convinced that if I ever felt lonely, I just needed to hang out in the garden and listen closely. Because beneath the quiet, the plants were throwing the wildest party. And maybe, just maybe, they were the best storytellers I'd ever met.